some conversations I was having during our short break on the need to coordinate even more effectively, and South Dakota does a very good job of it among agencies and their coordination and partnerships, but to get more part-time Guard and Reserve into TAP. And so with the figures that you just mentioned in your testimony, that since June of 2008 in South Dakota, the office has conducted 11 TAP briefings for 242 participants, of which 6 were members of the Guard and Reserve and 5 family members. Is this an average number of Guard, Reserve, and family members that participate in TAP on a monthly basis?
I think I would ask John to answer that question.
Great.
I would say that represents an average of those. What we try to do when we have our scheduled TAP briefings at Ellsworth Air Force Base, we schedule around them. If we have Guard units, Reserve units that are seeking assistance on one of the weekend drills, we do send a member from our office there to do some transitional briefings and also about what VA can offer. But as far as the statistics that you see, they are pretty accurate.
So do you think that number seems low to me? I mean, what kind of outreach is your office doing? Have you, I mean, I know if you're requested by one of the Guard units on their weekend drills, but, are you taking any steps to increase the participation of Guard and Reserve beyond just sending a representative to a weekend drill versus maybe stronger partnership with General Doolin, with some of the other agencies that can be more active in encouraging part-time Guard and Reserve, especially, there just may be a desire for a career change after a deployment. There may not be, but there very may well be. So, any comments there?
Well, I would say that participation at this point is individual choice. And anybody that needs assistance, we will be there. Now, I can tell you, a member of my staff was in the Naval Reserve, and he recognized the need to establish more of an outreach for benefit information that VA offers. He put together a package, and during one of his weekend drills, had presented it, and it was well received. Similar type events we would welcome, but we would need to have some participation. And I was listening through testimony today where they're looking at mandatory TAP attendance. And I would say, from my perspective, it takes the same amount of energy and resources to talk about VA benefits to 5 people as it does to 50 or 500. But the more people that you have in attendance, the more efficient our programs become. The more they can understand and become aware. We're not going to teach in a very small period of time what all VA does, but just so that they're aware that there's a point of contact.
Well, and I don't see her still here, and I wish I would have asked her this question when she was on the prior panel, but Ms. Machetta said that there's room for more National Guard. Oh, is she still here? There she is. Oh, great. So just want that confirmed for the record. We might have to have you maybe. Can you come down here perhaps? Do you mind if we have Ms. Machetta come back down? If there is room for more part-time Guard to participate, and if there is a flexibility to provide those, not just at Ellsworth, but perhaps in Sioux Falls, I would think that this is something, like you said, it increases the efficiency of the program. Mr. Philman, you have a comment?
Yes, ma'am. This is not unique to South Dakota. This is a problem nationwide. When the Guard and Reserve come back and they transition back to military service, as you heard earlier, they're ready to go home. They don't want to stay for the TAP briefings. In the Guard, that presents a unique problem in that they're out in the various communities. And so we try and work with the Adjutant General's office in each state to make sure they're aware that we will provide service whenever it is requested. And if they would have a meeting on a weekend or whatever where they would bring a lot of these folks together, we would be very happy to participate.
I appreciate that, Mr. Philman. And Ms. Machetta, if you wanted to make any statement on the official record.
Yes. This is really fun. We put a lot of our websites, all of our information out on a website that worldwide now people can reach that. Having spent 8 years in the Guards in the beginning of my career, I've always felt that was really important. We have room for at least 10 to 15 part-time Guard members and their spouses to come every month. Some months there's even room for more, and we have explored the opportunity to maybe have some TDYs if necessary. We can work out funding for that if that would be helpful, to maybe provide one in Pierre once in a while, one in South Dakota, maybe over in Sioux Falls. If we put our heads together, I'm sure there are ways to reach it, but the big thing is that the people have to know the benefits are out there, some of it, or there's no reason to ever increase it. So the word of mouth is really the critical part, and then from there I think we can take care of it, even with just training our folks from the same, sister agencies. It doesn't have to be me, it doesn't have to be any one of us teaching it. We just have to have good quality and good information that can come.
I appreciate that. Mr. Bozeman, did you have questions for the panel?